Hello students, welcome to this session. I've just solved this NEET test 108 and this is the physics analysis. Now two questions are regarded tough because 25 has I think that shouldn't be given. It's a very lengthy calculation and options are too close for comfort. And the 31st, because the accelerating fluids, I don't know how many of you actually know. Question is not tough because the concept is generally not taught. I have taken it to be tough. For question number 38, it's an easy one, but the answer given is wrong. So 25 are easy, 18 are medium, 2 are tough. So as per me, 25 and 9 if I take, it would be, let's say, 34. So it's a good paper to score. It would be, let's say, 130 marks. Should be scoreable if you are doing good in physics, and if you are very good, that should be 170 plus sort of paper you have for you. First question: total energy of an electron in the first excited state of the hydrogen is minus 3.4. The potential energy is, you simply remember, total energy is half of the potential energy. So potential energy is twice of the energy, which is minus 6.8 eV. E and U are negative, while kinetic energy is positive, that is equal to mod of E. Now the next one, the spectrum of an oil flame. For an oil flame, you will definitely say it is not a line emission, it is a continuous and it is an emission. So go for option B here. Directly you can tick. Next, two homogeneous spheres of masses m and 2m having a radius 2a respectively are placed in touch. The distance of the cm from the first sphere is, so you have this one has more mass but smaller mass but bigger radius. This has more mass but smaller radius. So we can say this gap is 3a, this is c1, this is c2. So the center of mass, definitely where it will be, I can directly say, let it be x equal to 0, this becomes x equal to 3a. So I can directly say xem is m into 0 plus 2m into this gap is 3a divided by 3m. So that directly comes out as 2a by this is 2a, sorry, the 3 and 3 goes, so it would be 2a. So go for option B, it would be a distance of 2a from the first sphere. Next one, when a uranium nucleus originally at rest decays by emitting an alpha particle, say with the speed of v meter per second, the recoil speed of the residual nucleus, we say both will have the same momentum. So what we will have, the alpha, we say alpha is let's say 42 helium, the remaining will be 234 and it would be 90, and I think thorium it is. So if it goes with v, let's say this goes with v dash, so momentum must be same. So 4 times v must be equal to 234 times v dash. So v dash is 4v by 234 and its direction is opposite, so we'll go for a negative sign, minus 4v by 234. That is going to be the answer here. Next one, the angle between velocity and acceleration of particle describing uniform circular motion is 90 degree. You know both are perpendicular to each other, that's an easy one. Next, at magnetic poles the angle of dip is, at magnetic poles, if you see, if you can remember, let's say answer is easy, I'm just trying to explain more things to you. So what happens at the magnetic equator, let me take it like this, in reality it is tilted, let me take it like this, let them be the magnetic poles and equator. So at poles the magnet would be like this. So we can say with respect to horizontal, its angle would be 90 degree. So this is, we can directly say at magnetic poles the angle of dip is going to be 90 degree. It is 0 degree at the equator and it is 90 degree at the poles. Next, Daniell cell is balanced at 125 centimeter length of a wire. When cell is circuited by a resistance of 2 ohm, that means short circuit, or you can say a shunt is connected, the balance length is 100, the internal resistance, that is a standard case, that is capital R, L greater, or you can say L when it was not connected open to L closed minus 1, that is the formula that I explained in that video also, and you must be knowing that directly, that is 125 by 100 minus 1. So it is 5 by 4 minus 1, that is 2 into 1 by 4, that is 0.5 ohms. Go for the option D here, that's an easy one for you. Next one, bulb 100 watt 250 volt specification, 100 watt 200 volt are connected across 250 volts. What is the potential drop across B2? So I can directly make it out. The resistance of the first one, we say P rated is V rated square by R. So V rated square 250 into 250 by 100. So what I can say it is 625 ohms. Second one would be 200 into 200 over 100. So it comes out as 400 ohms. So it is 625 and 400. So potential drop across B2, that is delta V2, would be R2 upon R1 plus R2 into the voltage applied, because it is in the, what you say, they are in series. So R2, what you have, 400 upon, you will have 1025 into 250. So 25 table, this is 41, this is 10, so it is 4000 by 41, so it would be slightly greater than, less than 100, so it would be, as per option 98 is the appropriate option, 98 volts. Now next one, three identical charges are placed on the three vertices of a square. If the identical charge, if the force between charges q1 and q2 is F12 and between q1 and q2 is F13. Now what you have, three identical charges on the vertices of a square like this. This is, let's say, q1, this is q2, and let's say this is q3. So you can say if this distance is a, this is a, this distance you directly can say is root 2a. So we can say force charges are same, so the force between F13 to F12 would be inverse to the distance of the square, because F is 1 by r square. So in the case of 1 2 it is a square, in the one of the case it is 2a square. So directly you can say it is 1 by 2. That's an easy one for you, just to remember the distance is here. So it is 1 by 2. Next one, nature of equipotential surface for a point charge. You know it is a concentric spheres, and it would be, the charge would be at the center, so sphere with charge at the center of the sphere. Next one, in a series LCR AC circuit, the current is maximum when the impedance is equal to minimum, or you can say that is equal to the resistance, and the net reactance is 0. You know that. At time t equal to 0, voltage of an AC generator starts from 0, becomes 2V at time t equal to 1 by 2 volt 100 by pi second. Voltage keeps on increasing up to 1000 volt, 100 volt, after which it starts to decrease. Then the frequency of the generator is. So let's say we can write it as V is equal to V max sine of omega t, that we can write. So it is 2 volt, V max is 100, sine omega t, omega we have to find, it is 1 upon 100 pi. So what we can do here, 2 is equal to 100 sine of, what we will get here, 100 pi, this is omega by 100 pi. So what we have, sine of omega by 100 pi is equal to 0.02, which is very very small, so I can write it sine theta as theta. So omega upon 100 pi is 0.02, so omega comes out as 2 pi. So time period comes out as 2 pi by omega, which is 2 pi by 2 pi, that is 1 second. That means frequency will be 1 hertz. So go for option B here. It's a nice one. Next, gravitational force acts on a particle due to fixed uniform solid sphere. Neglect other forces than particle. Always moves normal to the radial direction, always moves in the radial direction, always move in circular orbit, experiences the force directed along the radial direction only. So that would be the answer, because F is always radial for a solid sphere. You know force is always along minus r, that is towards the center. So it would be a force always experiencing towards the center, that you can say it will basically be a radial direction. Force would be like that. Regarding motion, we cannot say anything without knowing the initial velocity, direction and everything. Next, assuming that the mass of the earth to be 10 times the mass of the Mars, its radius to be twice the radius of the Mars, acceleration due to gravity on the earth is this and on the Mars is. So this acceleration due to gravity at surface is gm by r square. So for the case of Mars, we have the mass of Mars is 1 by 10 and its radius is 1 by 2, that it becomes 1 by 4. So this ratio is 2 by 5 basically. So it is 2 by 5, that means 4 meter per second square. At earth it is 10, so it would be 4 meter per second square there. Next one, uniform copper rod 50 centimeter insulated on both sides as it is exposed to ice and steam. If a layer of water 1 mm thick at each end and the temperature gradient in the bar is that the thermal conductivity of copper be this and water be. So the situation is something like this. Let me draw it properly here. This is the copper rod and we have water at the sides. So basically we have three things in the series, you can say. So let's say this is resistance R1 and this is a resistance of rod R2. So first of all, what we can say, R1 that is of water is L upon K of water, L of water into area. Area will be same, and similarly R2 would be L of copper upon K of copper into A. So if I take their ratio, what it becomes, The water length is 10 to the power minus 3 meters. This is 0.5 meters. K of copper is 400, that is 0.4. So what we get here, R1 by R2 is, this would be 0.4 and it would be 0.2 if I'm right. Yes, so that is 2:1 that we are getting. So R1 is 2 and this is 1, so we have a condition like you can electricity analogy. If I say this is 2R, this is R and this is 2R, so we have this 100 and this is 0, that means over this complete 5R the drop is 100. So I can directly say the drop here will be 40, here will be 40, here will be 20. So the drop across the rod is 20 degree. So the temperature gradient that you call as dt by dx, you can call magnitude of the dt by dx. Total drop is 20 and total length is 0.5, so that it would be 40 degrees Celsius per meter. Go for option B in this case. Next one. Carnot engine takes 300 calories of heat from a source at 500 Kelvin, rejects 150 to heat to the sink. The temperature of the sink is, clearly it is suggested out of 300 150 is rejected, that means efficiency is 1 by 2, that is 1 minus Tc by Th, or Tc by Th will also be 1 by 2. So Tc is half of that, Th would be 250 Kelvin. Directly you can go for option B looking at the data. Next one. Pressure and density of a diatomic gas changes from this to this during an adiabatic change. If the density is the ratio is this, the value of this would be, so the density ratio is this, that means V upon V dash inverse would be, since you know volume and density are inverse. Now for a diatomic gas during an adiabatic change, what we can write, PV to the power gamma is constant, that is P final P dash upon P would be equal to, you can say, V upon V dash to the power gamma. So that V upon V dash is 32 to the power gamma. Gamma means dia means 7 by 5, so it becomes 2 to the power 7. 2 to the power 7 is 128. Go for option C here. Next one. Resultant force on a current loop PQRS due to a long current carrying conductor will be if the current flow in the loop is clockwise. So you can say this would be attractive, this would be repulsive, net would be attractive. These two forces will cancel up, so the net force I can directly say that would be mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi. For the first case we will have 1 upon 2 centimeter, for the second we will have 12 centimeter. So what we will have, mu naught by 2 pi is 2 into 10 raised to power minus 7. I1 I2 is 30 into 20, yes, 20 ampere, that is what I am taking, and this is 1 upon 0.20 is 50 minus 100 by 12, or you can write it as 25 by 3. So what you have now, this is 310 into 20, 600 into 2, 1200 into 10 raised to power minus 7. It would be 150 minus 25, 125 by 3. So this is 400. So 125 into 4 is 5. So 500. 500 00 into 10 raised to power minus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4 we got. So 5 millinewton. I can write 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton or minus 4. Let me check if there is some issue. 125 4s are 500, so this is 5 millinewton, that is what I am getting here. Okay, I did a mistake. This is force per unit length, so the force would be multiplied by length. Length you have as, this is what you have, 10 centimeter, that is 0.1 also, so 10 to the power minus 1. So now I will get the answer. So I was lucky, option was not there. So 5 into 10 to the power minus 4. Go for option D now. Next one. Short bar magnet with axis at 30 degree with the uniform magnetic field of 0.25 Tesla experiences a torque like this. What is the magnitude of the magnetic moment? You can directly say tau is mu b sin theta. So mu would be tau. Tau is 4.5 into 10 raised to power minus 2. Never write the torque unit as joule. This is not the right way to write. B would be 0.25. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. So it is 9 upon 0.25 into 10 to the power minus 2, or I can say 9 by 25. So 9 by 25 is 0.3 and 6. I can go for 0.36, and that is the value of the magnetic moment you can go for. Next one. Blood is flowing at a rate of this in a capillary of area. This the velocity of flow is. So you know dV by dt is A into V. So V would be dV by dt. 100 centimeter cube means 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per second divided by 0.25 meter square. So what you have here, 10 to the power minus 4 upon 25 into 10 to the power minus 2. So 10 to the power minus 2 by 25. So I can write it as 10 into 10 raised to power minus 3 by 25 meter cube per meter per second it would be. So it comes out as 0.4 meter per millimeter per second you can write. So go for option D here, you can directly write this. Next one. Helicopter flying horizontally at an altitude of 2 km with a speed 100. Packet is dropped. The horizontal distance between the point where it is dropped and the point where it hits. So this is a helicopter, so packet will also have an initial speed of 100 meter per second. Height is 2 kilometers, that is 2000 meters. So it goes in a parabolic path like this, and you have to calculate this distance d. You directly say that is equal to u into root 2 h by g, because that would be the time of flight. Speed and x will remain same. So 100 into 2 into 2000 by 10, so it is 400, that is 20. So 100 into 20, that comes out again as 2 kilometers or 2000 meters. So go for the option A here. Next, two blocks are in contact on a frictionless table. One has mass m, other has 2m. A force F is applied on 2m as shown in the figure. The next force F is applied from the right of m. The two cases respectively, the ratio of the forces of contact between the two blocks will be. Okay, so in the first case, when only F was there, so we can treat them as a system. The acceleration would be F by 3m, and the contact force can be obtained by seeing only small m. It would be n only free body diagram, so n would be m into a, that is equal to F by 3. Now in the second case, in the second one, we have 2m and m. Now the force is applied from here. So again acceleration is same F by 3m, but here if I see that normal, let me check only 2m. So this normal will be pushing it here, so that normal is equal to 2m into a. So 2m into a means here it will become 2f by 3. So you can directly say the ratio in the two cases would be 1:2. The diagram given in the question is confusing. Next one. The net force acting is not zero on a retarding train. Yes. A ball falling with terminal velocity 0, kite held stationary 0, truck moving with constant velocity 0. So only a retarding train, that is the first choice. If the radius of 27 aluminium is r1, then the radius of 125 beryllium is, r is proportional to a to the power 1 by 3. So this r1 upon this r2 would be 27 upon 125 to the power 1 by 3, that is 3 by 5. So r2 comes out as 5r by 3. Go for option A here. That's an easy one for you. Next one. Nuclear reaction is given. A neutron is absorbed by this 10 boron and it converts into 7 lithium and alpha particle. Very slow moving strike a boron at rest. For a particular reaction with neutron strikes with 0 speed, helium is observed to have a speed of this much. Determine the Q value of the reaction. So first of all, what would be the Q value of the reaction? You are given, and you are not given much of the data. So what would be the Q value? So I can directly say, because initially the momentum is 0, so final will also be 0. So if it has a speed of this, that means we can calculate the speed of lithium also, because 7 times the V of lithium would be equal to 4 times 9.30 into 10 to the power 6. So velocity of the lithium would be 4 into 9.3 upon 7 into 10 raised to the power 6. So what we can make it out, if I take the kinetic energy, the total energy release Q would be equal to K alpha plus K of lithium. So K alpha is half into 4. I can directly write this is 4U. U would be 1.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 into this would be 9.3 square into 10 to the power 12, plus it would be half into 7 into 1.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 into this 4 into 9.3 upon 7 whole square into 10 to the power 12. So if I do this, let me take these things as common. I think the question is not very right. The data is not that simple that you can do this, because options are seeming too close. So I don't know whether to go for it or whether to leave for it, because that's not going to be right. But let me try. So half into 1.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 into 9.3 whole square into 10 to the power 12 I have taken as common. What it remains? 4 plus what we have 7 into we have 16 by 49, or you can write it as 16 by 7. So this is remaining. So first of all, This is minus 27, 10 to the power 12. What we have? 10 to the power minus 5. That is what I have, minus 15, sorry, into 1.67 into 9.3 into 9.3 by 2. And this is 28 plus 16, that is 44 by 7. So I'm not looking in the mood to solve it, but we have to solve, no option. And it is in joules, so converted 1 MeV is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 13 joules. So approximately, if approximately I'll do, it will become approximately, so I'm leaving it. Answer given is 2.82 MeV. You can solve yourself. I don't think there's a sense in giving such options here. I don't know who made this question. A girl swings on a cradle in sitting position. If she stands, what happens to the time period? So what happens to the time period? You can say the center of mass effectively shifts up. So effective distance L will decrease. So time period will also decrease. You can directly go for it. Next one. A body of mass M is suspended from vertical spring and is set into SHM of time period T. Next, the spring is fixed at one end of a smooth horizontal table and same body is attached to the other end. The body is pulled slightly and then released to produce horizontal acceleration. The time period of the horizontal oscillations is going to be, so it doesn't matter whether it's a vertical or it's a horizontal, only vertical or constant force acts, so equilibrium position changes, time period always remains the same, 2 pi root m by k. Go for option A, that's a very basic thing. Next one. In Davison-German experiment, emitted electron from filament accelerated through voltage V, then the de Broglie wavelength of the electron will be, you directly know, lambda is h by p root 2 mk, k is root 2 m ev. You can directly write. So the de Broglie wavelength you are getting like this. This is an easy thing. Option D. Options are also very simplified for you. Next one. Lambda 1, lambda 2 denote the de Broglie wavelength of two particles with same masses but charges in this ratio. They are accelerated from same potential difference. So the formula that we used above. So V is same, mass is same. So lambda is 1 by root of q. So lambda 1 by lambda 2 comes out as root of 2 by 1 here. Go for this. So lambda 1 would be greater. Go for option C. Next. Capillary of radius r immersed in water and water rises to h. Mass of water in the capillary is 5. Another of tube 2r is immersed. The mass of the water is, so in the 2r height will become half because h is inverse to r. So h will become half. So in the first one the volume rising is pi r square h. In the second the volume that will be rising, it would be pi into 2r square into h by 2. That is still is 2 pi r square h, that is double the volume, that is double the mass. Go for the option C, 10 grams. So again an easy one for you. Liquid of density rho filled in a U tube accelerated with an acceleration a, so that the height of the liquid in the two vertical arms are h1 and h2. If L is the length of the horizontal arm of the tube, the acceleration a will be, so directly we can say the shortcut way, we directly write this tan theta is equal to a by g. So what is tan theta? Tan theta is h1 minus h2 upon L, that is a by g, and because it is coming like that, this force is greater, this acceleration will be greater, definitely it is going in forward direction, that's why the upward is rising, so acceleration is towards right, and that is g h1 h2 minus h2 by L. So go for option C here. Next one. Point object is placed at a distance of 25 cm from a convex lens of focal length 20. Glass slab of thickness T and refractive index is inserted between the lens and the object. The image is formed at infinity. Find the thickness T. That means the shift is 5 cm because now it is apparently comes to focal length. So we can directly say the shift is T, 1 minus 1 by mu, and that shift is 5 centimeters. So T would be 5 upon 1 minus 1 by mu. Glass is 1.5. So 5 into 1.5 upon 0.5, this is 3, 5 3s are 15 centimeters. Go for option A here. Next one. Two thin lenses, focal length 20-25 are in contact. The effective power is, I am assuming it is convex lenses. So effective power is P1 plus P2. So 100 by 20 plus 100 by 25, 5 plus 4, that is 9 diopters. Go for option D, again an easy one for you. Next one. Uniform bar mass and supported by a pivot at its top about which the bar can swing like a pendulum. Force F is applied normal to the lower end of the bar. What is the value of F in order to hold the bar in equilibrium at an angle theta from the vertical? Okay. Clearly it would be a case of torque equilibrium. This torque balance, this force is perpendicular here, mg will be here. So what we can do, the torque produced by F would be FL and torque produced by mg would be mg L by 2, and this angle is theta, mg L by 2 sin theta. L and L goes, so F would be equal to mg sin theta by 2. Go for option, which one? Option C is the answer here. Next one. Comet orbits around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Which of the following quantity remains constant? So linear velocity no, angular velocity no, angular momentum yes, potential energy no, because distance is changing, so only angular momentum is the answer here, because the force is always acting towards the sun, so the torque about the sun will be 0. The dominant mechanism for motion of charge carry in forward and reverse. In forward you say diffusion and in drift in the reverse, so that is option B, easy one for you. Next one. In NPN transistor circuit, collector current is 20 if 90% of the electrons emitted reach the collector, then the, so that means alpha is 90.9, that is IC by IE. So IE is equal to IC upon 0.9, so it would be greater than 20, so emitter won't be like this. So base current you know is very small, so what we can say, IE is IC upon 0.9, I can write it as 20 upon 0.9 milliamperes. So IB I can write it as IE minus IC, 20 upon 0.9 minus 20, that is 18 upon 0.9, that would be 2 milliamperes. You can directly go for this is, sorry, not 18, it's not the right thing. It would be 20 minus 18, that is 2 upon 0.9, that would be 2.2 milliamperes something. So go for the closest one, go for option C here, it would be closer to 2.2 milliamperes. Next one. Pressure and temperature of an ideal gas are doubled and volume is halved. Number of molecules is, or number of moles you can say, that is PV by T. Pressure doubled, temperature doubled, so factor cancelled out, volume is halved, so overall it is half, so number of molecules becomes half. Go for option A, that's an easy one for you. I don't know how, but the answer given by NTA is wrong. It should be A, not B as given by them. The dimensional formula for the Planck's constant is, you directly know, energy is h in nu. So the dimensional formula of h is E by nu. E is ml2 t minus 2, frequency is t to the power minus 1, so it becomes ml2 t minus 1. It becomes ml2 t minus 1, that is option D here. Next one. A parallel beam of light, monochromatic light of wavelength 5000 angstrom incident normally on a single narrow slit of this width. The light is focused by a convex lens on a screen placed in focal plane. The first minimum will be formed. So for first minimum we say the result that we remember is A sin theta equals lambda. So sin theta equals lambda by A, that is 5 into 10 to the power minus 10. This is 1 into 10 to the power minus 6. So it is 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 I am getting in radians. So it is 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 radians. It is what I am getting. I think it is 0.0001 millimeter if it is right. Yes, they have given it to be right, I suppose. Okay, one mistake I have done. It is 5000 angstrom, so it should be 5 into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, so it becomes 5 into 10 to the power minus 1, that is 0.5 sin theta, sorry, sin theta becomes 0.5. so now it's easy for us, that is theta is 30 degrees or pi by 6 radian. Go for option C here. So be careful, easy one for you, not that tough. Next one. If the wavelength of light is 6000 angstrom, angular resolution of telescope of objective lens, we can directly say the angular resolution, that is that theta minimum, is 1.22 lambda by d. So 1.22 lambda is 6 into 10 to the power minus 7, diameter is 0.1. So what we get, 1.22 into 0.6 into 10 to the power minus 7, you can write like this. Okay, no, not 0.6, it would be 60, I think 0.1 is there, so it would be multiplied by 10. So it would be 72 something or 7.32, that would be better. 7.32 and 1 power will reduce 10 to the power minus 6. Go for option D here. Next one. Tuning fork is in resonance with a vibrating string under tension. When the tuning fork is moved with a certain speed, 2 beats per second are heard. If the tension is increased, the beats disappear again. The direction of the motion of the tuning fork is, so to set off, you have to increase the tension, that means you have to increase the frequency, that means the direction of motion must be such that the speed, the frequency increases, that means it would be towards the string. Maximum transverse velocity, maximum transverse acceleration of a harmonic wave in 1D are 1 and 1. Phase velocity of the wave is this, the waveform would be, so the wave speed is 1, so that means omega by x is, omega by k is 1, so omega by k is 1 only in first option, go for option A, that's all. Particle placed at the origin, the force F equal to kx is acting on it. If u is 0 at 0, the graph of ux versus x, you know for a spring force F is minus kx, and if you take that u equal to 0, the curve was like this. So it is F equal to kx is acting, so it would be definitely invert of this, so because the force is opposite, so go for option A, just by the knowledge of the spring you can do. Next one. A satellite is orbiting the Earth in a circular orbit of radius r. Which of the following statement is true? Angular momentum varies as 1 by r. L you call as mvr. So v you know is inverse to, that means, let me write it, proportional to v into r, and v you know is inverse to 1 by root r, so that means L would be proportional to root r, so this is wrong. Linear momentum L is mv, and that would be proportional to v, that is proportional to 1 by root r, that is also wrong. Frequency of revolution, that is time period, so t square is proportional to r cube, that is inverse of that, so it will never come out like this. Kinetic energy is half mv square, so k is proportional to v square, proportional to 1 by r, so only D is right, rest 3 are false. So this was today's paper. Thanks for watching.